All right. A very good evening to all. Thank you for your patience. So without much further delay, let us begin our session for today. So I request everybody to kindly be on mute. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So today we are all gathered here for, looking into having a discussion on puzzles for SBI PO Mains. So we will be looking into some questions which are interesting and also which are important. Going further, how we have to understand them and how to approach based on the given information. Right. So let's start. So yes. So I request all of you to be on mute, please. Okay. Right. So the first set here, he says 10 persons A to J are sitting in two parallel rows containing 5 persons in each row in such a way that there is an equal distance between the adjacent persons. The persons who sit in row 1 are facing north and the persons who sit in row 2 are facing south. So it's a 2-row arrangement. Each person in row 1 faces exactly 1 person from row 2. There are 5 couples. Each man likes different fruits among. He has given 5 fruits. And each woman like different flowers among. He has given 5 different flowers. Neither couple face each other nor sit on the same side. So that means the husband and wife cannot be opposite each other, nor they can be on the same row. That's the condition. And the following information is known. Okay. So let's take up the arrangement. So each person faces 1 person from the other. So south facing, our left is the right, our right is the left. North facing, our left is the left, our right is the right. Okay, now he simply says A to J, but who is in which row is not given. We need to analyze that based on the conditions. Right. So the first one, he says B likes a tulip and sits second to the right of the person who likes orange. Now always try to read the conditions, 2 or 3 conditions together so that you will get an idea as to how it has to be understood. So we need second to the right of orange is B, who likes tulip. So we can say because tulip is a flower, B is a female. And then the person who likes orange is sitting opposite the person, the next line, who sits to the immediate left of the person who likes mango. So orange is opposite a person to the immediate left of mango. And then he says the person who likes mango does not sit at any end. Basing on these 3, so we will first fix a mango not at an end. Okay. Then we have the person who is opposite to orange is immediate left of mango. So that means I can give orange here. And then B, who likes tulip, is second to the right of the person who likes orange. So those are the 3 conditions. So I'm going to repeat that. B likes tulip and sits second to the right of the person who likes orange. And the person who likes orange is sitting opposite the person who is to the immediate left of the person who likes mango. And the person who likes mango does not sit at an end. Okay, that is the information. Now, is this the only case? Not necessary. We can take one more arrangement. So basing on this, now earlier I took mango in the south facing. Now I can also take mango for north facing. Now I can have mango here, not at an end, because immediate left should be the person and the person who likes orange should be sitting opposite the person immediate left of mango. And then B, who likes tulip, sits to the second to the right of the person who likes orange. So those are the 3 conditions that we need to consider. And these are the 2 arrangements we will have for now. Then what else we have? Yeah, here. I's wife sits third to the right of the person who likes apple. And then the person who likes apple faces south direction. Okay. I's wife is third to the right of apple, and the person who likes apple faces south direction. Okay. Now, in this case, I cannot have apple here at the end, south facing left end, because then I's wife should be given in place of mango. But fruits are given only for male, flowers are given for female. So that is why this is the only position for apple. Then you can have I's wife at the right end of south facing. This is one. Now, however, in this case, I will get two things. One, I can have, apple here adjacent to orange so that B can be I's wife. I can take one more straight away. So this is the left and right, and this is the left and right. So fixing mango, orange, B and tulip in the same positions. Now I can have apple at the end also. Then you can have I's wife adjacent to B also. So these are the things we need to understand and work it out. Okay. Further, the person who likes apple faces south. Okay, that's right. Then the person who likes iris faces the person who likes kiwi. We know iris is a flower. Kiwi is a fruit. So iris is facing kiwi. Now, if you look at here, the only possibility is I's wife can be given as iris, and opposite I can give kiwi. That is the only possibility, whereas all the others are fixed on either side of it. However, in this case, between tulip and orange, you can have iris or kiwi or iris. And in the last also, after apple, you can have iris or kiwi or iris, because I don't know who comes where. So we'll wait for that. Here, again, I can give I's wife as iris, and opposite I can have kiwi. That's the only possibility again in this case. Okay. Then, further, J's wife likes lotus and sits to the immediate left of I. Okay. Now, because I's wife is south facing, I cannot be in the south facing anymore. I has to come in north facing. So now J's wife likes lotus and sits to the immediate left of I. Okay. Now, you cannot have J's wife here because B is already fixed there. So J's wife will be given only in this position. Now that is lotus, and I will be given as orange. Because we know that the couple cannot be opposite to each other, nor they can be in the same row. That's the understanding. So because I's wife is south facing, I cannot be south facing. It has to be on the other side, but not opposite direction. In a very similar manner here, there are some cases where I can get. Now here also I comes in north facing only. So you can have, so for now, I will put it separately. J's wife is immediate left of I, who likes lotus. Because I can be at I can be given for mango also, I can be opposite orange also, and I can be in the second position from the left hand also. So there are possibilities, we'll come back to that. And here, again, we cannot give I as kiwi, because opposite is I's wife. Then you cannot have I opposite orange, because J's wife likes lotus. So the only possibility, now again, I cannot be opposite apple. So the only possibility is you take I as mango, then we can have J's wife immediate left of I, and lotus can be given opposite to orange. This is the only possibility you get in this case. Right. Then further, says E sits to the immediate right of J and likes Rose. So and means it refers to the first person, that is E in the sentence. So E is immediate right of J and likes Rose. Now, since J's wife is in north facing, J cannot be in the same row of north facing. It has to be in the opposite. So E is immediate right of J and likes Rose. So you cannot have J here opposite B. Now J, the only possibility is you can give it as apple. Then you can have E's wife here. Okay. sorry, E. E sits immediate right of J and likes rows. Sorry, not E's wife. My bad. Is E. And then you give rows. This is the only position you get. Now here, you cannot have J again, because we know J's wife is north facing. So J has to be south facing. Now the only possibility is you give J as orange, and then you can have E and rows between B and J. Now that will fix Iris and Kiwi. So I can have Iris or Kiwi here, Kiwi or Iris here, because we had a condition Iris and Kiwi are opposite each other. Earlier I could not fix, but now I can, because E and rows are fixed. Okay. Yeah, right. Then here also, now again J's wife is north facing, so I need J in the south facing. So J, the only position I can give is apple. Then you can have E and rose between orange and apple. So these are the three things. Then further, D sits third to the right of A and likes cherry. So and means it is again first person, so it is D. D is third to the right of A and cherry. Now we know it cannot be south facing. Correct? Right means it is our left side for south facing, so not possible. So I have to take only north facing. So the only possibility giving D and cherry is between I and B. So that I can have D and cherry, and then A will be given as kiwi. So that third to the right of A is D. Now below, however, I cannot give D here, because again I cannot give D and cherry in south facing. Not possible. So it has to be north facing only. D cannot be here because this is kiwi or iris. Cannot be cherry. Now you cannot have D here also because it is mango. D anyways cannot be at the center because third to the right of A is not possible. So ultimately what I can tell is this arrangement is not going to be valid anymore, because we will be unable to fix the position of A and D. Then coming here, again, there is only one possibility, again in the north facing only, D at the last with cherry, and then you can have A as kiwi. Right. Then we have C is the husband of the person who likes Lily. Okay. Now Lily can be given only in south facing here, and that I can know that this is C's wife. Now, but the point is, if C's wife is in south facing, C can never be in south facing. That means mango cannot be given as C, because now I know that C is a male, because C's wife likes Lily. If C is a male, fruits should be given for male. But in the north facing, the only empty position is for J's wife. You cannot have C here also. So that means this arrangement is also ruled out, because I will not be able to give C. If at all I want to give C, I have to give C as mango. But then C and C's wife are in the same row. Not possible. And now this is the only arrangement we have. We have eliminated the remaining. So now I can have C's wife here, Lily, beside A. And then I can have C as orange on the other side. Okay. Then further, what else do we have? G sits to the left of H. Okay. Now he says G sits to the left of H. That is available only in the north facing row. So G is Lily. H will be J's wife, Lotus. And the remaining person is F. And one final instruction was A's wife does not like Rose. So A's wife is not Rose means you will give A's wife as Tulip, B. Now we already have A's wife, C's wife, I's wife, and J's wife. Now one other person is D. So E is going to be D's wife. And that will confirm our arrangement. That will confirm our arrangement. So you need to ensure like this, by the time you come to the last condition, your arrangement should be ready. Understand the position, understand the information using positions. So based on that, we can get our answers. I hope it is clear to all. So ensure you are going through the paragraph only once. And as and when you are going through it, you have to understand and fix that. That is how it will be done. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, basing on that, we'll go to the questions. Yeah. So this is going to be our arrangement. I have carried over the arrangement to the questions also so that it is avoidable to just, keep going back and checking the arrangement for each question. Yeah. Now coming to the questions. So please feel free to put your thoughts in the chat. If there is anything, do let me know. I may take some time to look at it, but yeah, I will definitely look at them. If there are any doubts, we can have a discussion and complete it. Okay, Suyog, many congratulations to you. Great. Okay, yeah. Who faces H? According to the arrangement, we have C. But C is not there, but we have option 1 that says the person who likes orange. That is correct. Yes, option 1 works. Good. That is correct. Then which of the following pairs of persons face each other? Yeah. Go through the arrangement and see who is facing the each other. Which option it is? Okay, Rakshita, Likita, they say option 4. All right, option 4 is A and F. True, yes. A and F are facing each other. That is correct. Yes, Annapurna also says 4. Great, excellent. Choice 4 works. Next, which of the following statements is definitely true? Yeah, go through the data and see which one is definitely true. Always please be careful when you have more than one of the above given. Keep an eye on the options like that. Don't be in a hurry. Check carefully and see if it is more than one of the above. Okay, Suyog and Annapurna say it is option 2. All right. So option 2 is F sits immediate right of C. Yeah, that is there. F is immediate right of C. That is there. G likes lotus. No, that is not. F faces A. See, that is also true. Correct? Yeah, option 5. So please be careful. You cannot give option 2 only because option 3 is also an answer. Because if somebody else gives option 3, then when you have an option, more than one is true, please opt for that always. Option 5 would be a better answer. Yes, correct. See, you need to be quick, but don't be in a hurry. There is a lot of difference between the two. Okay, you need to be quick, but you need to know where to look, what to look, and how to understand. Right. Okay, good. Then what is the position of F with respect to J? Yeah, check and see. Position of F with respect to J. Is Suyog says option 4, Lavanya says option 2, Praful says third to the right, which is option 4. Okay. Nandini says option 4, Annapurna option 4, Lavanya option 4. Okay, great, great. So F with respect to J. So it is definitely on the right side. First, second, third. Yes, it is third to the right. You will get option 4. Good. That is the right answer. Niveda, yes, it is option 4, correct. Okay. Please be careful with the left and the right arm. Yeah. Then, yes, 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way and hence form a group. Find the one which doesn't belong to that group. So it's an odd man out format. So see which is not in the group. Okay, Praful says C, choice 2. So we have B, C, G, D, G, J, D. Okay, B, C, G, J, D. Okay. Likita says G. I'm afraid it is not G, ma. It has to be C. Yes, that is correct, Praful. All are at the end of the row except C. Correct. If you look at B, J, D, and G, they are situated at the ends. But whereas C is not at the end. Now you may say, sir, gender can also work. But unfortunately here, there are 2 female genders given and 3 male genders given. So odd man out cannot be used when you have 2 of one gender. If there was only 1 of the opposite gender, then yes, that could work. Okay. But here it is about the positions, not the genders. Okay. All right. Right. So those were the questions you have in that set. Now let's go with the next one that we have. Okay. He says 21 persons D to X are working in the police department as, okay, you can see there are many designations given here. DGP, ADG, IGP, Deputy Inspector, Senior Superintendent, Superintendent, Additional Superintendent, Deputy Superintendent, Inspector, Sub-Inspector, Assistant Sub-Inspector, Head Constable, and Constable. Not necessarily in the same order. But do you have 21 designations here? No. There are only 13 designations if you count. There are 21 people, but there are only 13 designations given. Okay, and he says the given designations are in the same order from the senior most cadre to the junior most cadre. Now that is a hint we have to understand, because usually when designations are given, this sort of information will be given to you. I'm sure everybody are familiar with that. So when the designations are given, it is always best to fix the designations in the given order. He says DGP is the senior most and constable is the junior most. Okay. And he says that is ADG is junior to DGP, IGP is junior to ADG, and so on. And he says DGP is the senior most and constable is the junior most. And then he says at least 2 and at most 3 are working in the same cadre. Okay. At least 2 and at most 3. Minimum 2 people in the same cadre, maximum 3 people in the same cadre. Okay. So what we'll do is before we go into the conditions, let's fix the designations and then we will work it out. Right. So we start off with DGP, ADG, IGP. DGP, ADG, IGP. Then we have Deputy Inspectors, Deputy Inspector, Senior Superintendent, Superintendent, Additional Superintendent, Deputy Superintendent, Inspector, Sub-Inspector. So Deputy Superintendent, Inspector, Sub-Inspector, and then we have Assistant Sub-Inspector, Head Constable, Constable. Okay. Assistant Sub-Inspector, Head Constable, and Constable. Okay. So these are the designations given to us. And we know that there are 21 persons overall and minimum 2 persons and maximum 3 persons work in same cadre. Okay, that's the basic details we got. Great. Now let's take the conditions. Right. Okay, Praful, if you say so. Mumbai police hierarchy. All right. Good to know. Right. Now let's start with the conditions. The first one says L is a deputy inspector who is 5 designations senior to V. Okay. So L is a deputy inspector. 5 designations senior means leave a gap of 4 designations and then V can be given as inspector. And please do keep in mind the minimum maximum persons per cadre. Right. Then R works only with K. That means there are only 2 people, that is R and K working in one cadre. Who means K is an immediate senior to only I and F. Again, he says only I and F. Okay. Okay. Please don't write on the screen. Surya, I think. Avoid doing that, please. Okay. Right. So we have only 2 people, that is R and K, who are immediate senior to only I and F. And immediate next he says I is the junior most. So because I is the junior most, we have the constable given. So we have I and F. They are the only 2 people working in this. And then we have R and K immediate senior. That is the head constable. So I have 2 persons in this cadre, 2 persons in this cadre because I need to keep a count because I know that there are only 21 persons. So I need to keep a count. So 2 and 2. Okay, then the number of persons junior to K is 3 less than the persons senior to D, who means D is senior to L. Okay, number of persons junior to K. K is head constable. Now junior to K, there are only 2 people I know. So that 2 should be 3 less than people senior to D. Means there should be 5 people senior to D. Then only 3 less than 5 gives you 2 people junior to K. I hope I'm making some sense to you all. Okay, the number of people junior to K is 3 less than number of people senior to D, who is senior to L. So that will tell you that I will have to give D as IGP. Okay, then and only then I can have, total 5 persons in the above 2 designations. So that you have 5 people senior to D and 3 less than 5 is 2 people junior to K. That's the understanding. Now, in the first 2 designations, who has 3 people, who has 2 people, we need to further check. Then N and X work in the same cadre as D. Okay, so we have D, N and X. So here we have 3 persons. There's no doubt here. Maximum is 3. Then further G is senior to both D and Q, but not the senior most. And or but refers to the first person, that is G, not the senior most. So G definitely will be ADG because he's not the senior most. So G is senior to both the D and Q. Okay, but I don't know where Q is because when he says senior, it need not be the immediate position. Please keep that in mind. Okay, then not the senior most. Now this is interesting. Please look at this. He says Q is not junior to L. If Q is not junior to L, can you please put it in the chat? Where should I put Q? Which designation is Q? If Q is not junior to L, Praful says with the G, Annapurna also says ADG. But we know that G is senior to both D and Q. That was the condition. How can I put G and Q in the same position? No, you cannot put DGP. I'm sorry. Suyog and Likita. Praful, you say, is it with L? Is it the small L? Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Yes, yes. You have to put it with L because see, it is very clear in the condition that G is senior to both D and Q. Correct? In the earlier line, see, G is senior to both D and Q. I cannot put G and Q in the same cadre. Very clear. But now I cannot give Q junior to L also. That should tell you that when there are multiple people sharing the same cadre, please understand you can put them in the same cadre. If Q is not junior to L, Q can be in the same cadre as L. That is the understanding. Great. Excellent work. Okay, good. Further, the number of persons working as superintendent is one less than number of persons working as ADG. Now that confirms that number of persons working as ADG should compulsorily have 3 persons. Because he said number of persons working as superintendent should be one less than that. Okay, so number of people working as superintendent should be 2 persons minimum. Because minimum 2 persons is what we have. I cannot take 1 person. Correct? So number of persons working as superintendent is one less than number of persons working as ADG. So from there you have to understand using the minimum limit, superintendent should have 2 people, cannot have 1 person. Then in that case, ADG has 3 persons. Now if ADG has 3 persons, then I can say that DGB has 2 persons. Then only total I can have 5 persons. Okay, right. Then further, let's see what else. The ratio of number of persons working as inspector and sub-inspector is 1:1. So inspector and sub-inspector. So since inspector, you already have 1 person. So I can take 2 persons for now, 2 and 2. Let's take the minimum limit. If need be, we'll take 3 persons and 3 persons each. Because now if I count how many total number of persons I have in this list, see, in the beginning you have 5, then you have a 3, which is 8, then 8 plus 2, 10, then you have 12, 14, 16, 18, and then L and Q is 2 people, 20 people you already have. Then there is only 1 more person. And that 1 person should be given as deputy inspector only. So in the deputy inspector, you will have 3 persons. Now check the total number. You are going to get 21 persons. I hope I'm making sense to everybody. So you need to keep a list of what and how many persons. So it is very clear that there are some which you do not have any persons. Some designations do not have any persons because the number of people are already fixed now. Okay, right. Now further, O is senior to V, but means the first person O junior to Q. So O is above V, but below Q. So then I can definitely give O as superintendent only because Q is deputy inspector. So O should be junior to Q and V is inspector. So senior to V. So O should be superintendent because no other designations I can give O. Then J is junior to N. Okay, so J is junior to N. I'll put it here. So J is junior to N. So I'm giving some dotted lines because I don't know which position is. Because N is already IGP, you can have J in any one of the below positions. We'll come back to that. Then E and M work in the same cadre, but not with G. Okay, so we have E and M. They work in the same cadre, not with G. Okay, great. We'll think about that. Then further, P is senior to W, but means first person P, junior to Q, sorry, junior to O. So we have O, P, P senior to W. Okay, so like this, OPW. And then S is senior to H, but means again first person, that is S, junior to U. So it is U, S, and H. So U, S and H. And one final line, S is neither senior nor junior to O. So this is again very similar to what we discussed for Q, not junior to L. Here he says S cannot be senior to O, neither junior to O. Correct. Very good, Praful. Yes, S has to be put with O. That is correct. So S has to be put with O. So 2 people is already fixed for superintendent now. Now check O and S are in the same cadre. Now below O and S, you need P, and then you need W and H. So then I can give sub-inspector, you have 2 people, no? My bad. Okay. So below O and S, you need P. So along with V, the inspector, I can give P. And then below them, you have W and H. So the sub-inspector, okay, is going to be W and H. So 2 people are fixed here. Then this E and M, not with G, but same cadre, should be fixed in the top. That is DGP, 2 persons. Now then, who's the only remaining person? J. So J is junior to N, that J will be fixed as deputy inspector, the 3rd person there. And that way, I get my final arrangement of 21 persons, 13. Acha, sorry, you also have A, D, G, no? 2 more people to be fixed along with G. Here you have a U. So U should be above S. So you put U along with G. And then there is one more person, D to X, he says. T. So G, U, and T. So yes, now we can fix. Say it is confirmed. Correct. 3 persons in ADG. Thank you. Perfect. So along with the G, you will have U and T. So that way we have 21 persons here. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all. So again, see, I'm showing you by the time you come to the last condition, your arrangement is completely ready. If not, at least 95% it should be ready. So that whatever you have written while you were reading the conditions, you can make use of that and fix the remaining. You should never go back to the paragraph. Please practice it like that. Never go back to the paragraph. Yes, Suyog, I understand it will be difficult to solve because there will be some, pressure on you to, do that. But if you take those same paper and try to do it without the examination setup in your mind, I'm sure you will be able to do it. So you just have to train your mind in such a way that no matter whatever you're writing, be it a mock exam or an exam, it's just an exam, do it to best of your interest. So if you're writing the main exam also, think of it as a mock exam and work on it. So don't let the pressure get to you, basically. So have confidence in yourself. You have trained hard, worked on it. You just need to believe in yourself. That's it. Okay, that difficulty level is just our mind playing games, that's all. So you just have to focus and train your mind in to not letting it control you. Okay. Yeah. Right. So now based on this, let's take the questions that we have here. Yeah. So this is the final arrangement that we get. Okay. Now, how many cadres are vacant after the final arrangement? Praful, I would say don't waste your time finding easier questions because how do you know it will be easy until and unless you read the conditions and work on it, correct? So I would suggest please don't do that. Don't spend time where you should not. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. Option 4. That is 4 designations. Correct. You have 4 designations. Choice 4. Great. Then what is the designation of H and S respectively? He says respectively. Okay. Yeah, maybe Praful, it may help in quant, but I don't think it will help in puzzles. Because until and unless you go through the conditions, it will be difficult to understand whether it is easy or not. So you have to take a call, basically. That is, which topics I can, find easier questions. I will be able to do it without spending much time. So that you have to take a call. That can happen when you practice more. Great. Okay. Option 1, sub-inspector and superintendent. Okay. H is sub-inspector. Yeah, that is true. And S is superintendent. That is true. Correct. Choice 1. Respectively, he said. Great. Excellent. The next, how many persons are senior to W but junior to U? Okay. Persons, he says. Okay. Check and tell me. How many are senior to W means to the left side of W according to the given arrangement and to the right side of U. How many persons you find? Option 5. Yes. Option 5 is the right answer. More than 7. Correct. Because total you have 10. You have 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8 and plus 2, 10. Yes. Correct. More than 7. Okay. Then, yeah, again, odd man out. 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way and hence form a group. Find the one that doesn't belong to that group. Okay. Please check and see. What do you get? T. Lavanya says H. May I know the reason for that? Your options. So we have OHVIT. So OHVI and T. T would be the answer. Yeah, you can say that, Praful. No, it's not about the designations here. I will tell you, Lavanya. It's not about the designations. It is about the number of persons you have in each designation. See, O is a superintendent who has 2 persons. V is an inspector who has 2 persons. Then H is a sub-inspector who has 2 persons. I is a constable who has 2 persons. But whereas T is ADG who has 3 persons. So based on that, we can say it is T. I hope it is clear. Great. Okay. Because it is not about the designations. I cannot give anything about designations. You cannot decide based on designations at all. That much is very clear. Okay. Yeah. Good. Then, which of the following statements is true? Please check all because again, you have more than one of the above. Don't be in a hurry. Check and tell me. Okay, Suyog says option 5. So let's see, we have only M is senior to L. No, this is wrong. The number of persons junior to W. So junior to W is 4 people. Is same as number of persons senior to U. No, that is also wrong. Only 2 persons work as inspector. Yeah, that is true. No one works between superintendent and deputy SP. Between superintendent and deputy SP. Yeah, no one is working. After superintendent and before deputy SP, there is additional superintendent. So no one is working. Yeah. So more than one. That is true. Correct. Option 5 works. Good. 3 and 4. Correct. Very good. Excellent. All of you are right. Okay. So those were the questions you have. Now coming to the next. We have 10 people. Okay. Working. Were born in 2 different months. That is June and July. They were born over 2 consecutive weeks with 1 week from each month. He said consecutive weeks. So we can take it like this. So we have June. I can start from 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You have 7 days. June is a 30-day month. And then you have July, which is a 31-day month. You take the first 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is how we take. So you have a total of 14 days, but there are only 10 people. There are only 10 people. So there will be 4 empty days that we need to be careful about. Right. And he also does not mention that each month, or here June should have 5 people, July should have 5 people. He never mentions that. Don't assume something which is not given. Okay. Don't assume something which is not given. We don't know, but we only know total there are 10 people. Right. Now let's start with it. The date on which n was born and the number of days in a month in which n was born is divisible by 5. So obviously it has to be June, and n will be given either in 25th of June, or n can also be given in 30th of June. Born in a date which is, divisible by 5, and also the number of days of the month should be divisible by 5. So these are the two things. Further, he says n is younger than t. Okay, so we have t and n should be younger than that. So in the first case, t will be 24th. But in the second case, t could be in any one of 24th to 29th. We'll come back to that. Then t and p were born on even numbered date, but not in the same month. Okay, so we have t and p, both are even dates and different months. Okay, then m was born on a date which is neither a prime number nor a perfect square, and m was born in a month that has odd number of days. So m definitely is in July, neither a prime number nor a perfect square. So 1 is a perfect square, 2, 3 is a prime number, 4 is a perfect square, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number. So m can be given only in the 6th of July in both cases. Correct? Then Q was 5 days older than M. Okay, that means Q will be given 1st of July in both cases. Then U and O were born on consecutive days. U is older than O. Okay, U and O were born on consecutive days. U is older than O. Great. Further, he says neither O nor U were born on a date which is either a prime number or a perfect square. So that means O and U cannot be given on a prime number, cannot be given on a perfect square. And here, if you look at July, everything is prime number or a perfect square now available. So U and O cannot be given in July. U and O have to be given in June only. That's the understanding. Correct? Then further, he also says U was younger than S, who means S was born on an even numbered date. Okay, so U is younger than S and S has to be given an even number. So we know that U and O have to be given in June. Okay, now if you observe here, U and O cannot be given on 29/30 or 28/29 because 29 is a prime number. Now I can give it as 26/27, but if I give U and O as 26/27, then I will not be able to fix S. So that is why, since we know S is an even number, you fix S as 26, then you can fix U and O here for the first possibility. However, when it comes to the second possibility, now you can understand that, see, both T is also even, because earlier condition we had both T and P are even dates but different months. Okay, and we know that T is senior to or above N. So T has to be coming in June. So now what I can do is I can take T or S as 24, S or T as 26 because they both have to be even dates. And then I can fix U and O in the same as 27, 28. Or there is also another possibility where you can have U in the 26th, O in the 27th. Okay. Then compulsorily I have to give S in the 24th because S is to be given before U. Okay. And then I can have T on 28th. So that T is above N. Okay. And then Q and M will be given. So right now I'm getting 3 cases like this. Okay. So understand the possibilities. You have to go and work it out in a similar manner. Okay. Now further, what he says, L is older than at least 1%. Okay. So we have L should be above minimum 1%. Then only one person was born between R and P. Okay. So between R and P, there should be only one person. Okay. And further, he says R is neither the youngest person nor born on an even numbered date. Okay. R is not the youngest. You cannot have it in the 7th of July because that is the youngest. Now we know L also cannot be the youngest because minimum 1% should be there below L. So R and L is ruled out there. Okay. And he also says that R is not born on an even numbered date. So R has to be odd. And we know P has to be even. Okay. And there should be 1% between R and P. So now it cannot happen in the June. It has to happen in the July. Now the even numbers available are 2 and 4 only for P. But if I fix P for 4, then where can I fix R? I cannot fix R in the 7th. See, because even if I take 5th and 6th as, 2 positions between P and R, picking P on the 4th and R in the 7th, and taking 5th as empty, you can still have 1% that is M. See, 2 positions you can pick between P and R, but one of them can be empty so that my condition 1% between P and R can satisfy. I hope I'm making some sense to you all. Correct. Because R cannot be on the 7th Praful, you can never have P on the 4th. The only possibility is you can have P on the 2nd. And because now R has to be an odd number, it cannot be 3. Because P and R, you need minimum 1%. So R must be given in the 5th only. So that in between you have 2 positions, 3 and 4. One of them is empty. There should be only 1%. I hope I'm making some sense. Now, if you count the number of persons in all the 3 possibilities, you already have 9 people available. So the 10th person, okay, the 10th person is, I believe, is L, because L is not fixed any time now. The 10th person L has to be given in July only. That means in June, I cannot have any more persons because 5 people are already there and below 4 people, L is the 5th person coming in July. So you have to keep track of them like this. Your focus should be completely on what is going on. Don't have distractions. Okay. Then further, what he says, R and P were born in the same month. Correct. We have R and P in the same month. Then the number of persons, see the last line, the last condition is a very important condition. Please be careful here. It says number of persons who were born before T, same as number of days after L was born. Okay. See, it says number of persons before T should be same as number of days after L was born. This is a very important condition. Now see, in the first case, T is in the first position. So before T, there are 0 people. That means I have to give L in the last position only because after L, you have 0 days. But I cannot have L in the last position because minimum 1% should be there after L. So that is why the first arrangement is ruled out. So that means in the second arrangement, I will put S first and T next. That means now before T, there is only 1%. That means I have to give L on the 6th. Then only after L, you have 1 day. But I cannot give L on 6th because M is already there. So else position cannot be fixed. So second possibility is also ruled out. Now coming to the third possibility, now check T is on 28th. But before T, there are only 3 people. That means they should be 3 days after L. So I will give L on the 4th so that after 4th you have 3 days. That way, this is the only arrangement. And by the time you have come to the last condition, your arrangement is ready. So that is how you have to work it out. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. This is your final arrangement. Now, based on this, let's go through the questions. Yes. N is how many days older than L? N is how many days older than L? So L is here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 days. First option. Okay. So we have some more questions. So I'm not waiting for you to answer. I know you will be able to answer. So then who is the oldest person? The oldest person is S, June 24th. So fourth option. You keep answering in the chat. That's not a problem. I'll keep checking. Okay. Then on which date was L born? We know L was born on 4th of July. That is third option. Okay, then 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way and hence form a group. Find the one that doesn't belong to that group. We have S, N, O, R, L. So S, N, O, R, and L. So it is not about the month also because there are 3 people in June, 2 people in July. Then look at the dates. We have 24, 30, 4, 5, and then 27. Okay. So R will be the answer because the remaining dates are composite number dates. 5 is not a composite number. That much I can say. It is not about even odd also because you have both 5 and 27 as odd numbers. It's not about even odd. It is about prime and composite. Correct? Correct, Praful. Prime and composite. Yes. Okay, those were the questions. Then coming to the next. He says a certain number of boxes are kept in 2 stacks, stack 1 and stack 2, one above the other, such that stack 1 is west of stack 2. West is our left side. The bottommost box is numbered 1, the box just above it is numbered 2, and so on. Both stacks have a different number of boxes. The total number of boxes in both the stacks together is 15. At most, 8 boxes are kept in each stack. Okay. So basically, we can have So the finished set is time consuming because I'm explaining it to you every time, going back, coming forth, looking at the slides. You try it on your own. So see, if something you're, feeling that the set is time consuming, I would suggest try to do the same set 3 to 4 times, the same set. Then you can streamline the method of understanding and representing the data. That is what you need to learn. Don't just do it once and say, okay, it is time consuming, I'll try the next. Please don't do that. You need to streamline the process of understanding how to represent and fix the data. So at least try it 3 to 4 times minimum. Then you will know how best I can understand and fix it. The speed automatically comes. Your accuracy will improve. You can finish it faster. You will get that confidence. Okay. Right. So we can give at most 8 boxes, he said. So I can give it as 8, 7. That is correct, Praful. Multiple time revision with the same set. That is also important. The same set should be repeated multiple times until you get the concepts clear. So maximum, I will give 8 here. And there are 2 stacks as we know it. So this is stack 1 and stack 2. Okay. And then he says out of these 15 boxes, 7 are of different color and he has given the colors. The remaining boxes are green. So that means there are 7 different colors given and then the remaining 8 boxes, everything will be green only. And he says bottommost box in stack 1 is to the west of the bottommost box in stack 2. The height of each box is the same. Okay. And then there is a note. If it is given that a box is placed above or below another box, which means both the boxes are kept in the same stack unless stated otherwise. If it is given that a box is kept adjacent to another box, which means the position of the box number for both the boxes are same unless stated otherwise. Means the adjacent means it has to be in the same level in the 2 stacks. And then he says each of the stacks has at least 1 box. Okay. Now coming to the conditions. We have box A is placed in an even prime numbered position, which is 4 boxes below box B. So can you tell me which is even prime number here? Put it in the chat. Yes, correct. Praful and Annapurna, yes. That is the only even number which is a prime number, 2. So immediately, because we don't know whether A has to be placed in stack 1 or stack 2, you can straight away consider 2 cases. You have to consider 2 cases. See, one thing is you will have enough time in your mains exam because you will have 1 hour for working on it. So utilize every second, not minute, utilize every second. That is how you can, get through the cutoffs for that 1 hour. Okay. And in the second possibility, I'll take stack 2 for A. And then he says 4 boxes below B. So leave a gap of 3 boxes. So B will be given in the 6th position. And then he says box C is placed 2 boxes below B. Okay. So that means C will be exactly between A and B. Because see, he said above or below, it has to be in the same stack unless it is specified. Now he's not specified that they are in different stacks. So we take it in the same stack unless specified. Then box D is not placed as the bottommost position. Okay, in both cases, I can have D removed in the bottommost position. Then L is in green color and is placed adjacent to D. Adjacent means it has to be in the same level. But which adjacent? Could be left of D or right of D. I don't know. Which means the box just before it is placed in the odd number position. Okay. So L is adjacent to D, which is in odd number. And he also says L is placed below B. Okay. So this is how you have to understand. B is there. L is placed below B. And you need to have D in an odd numbered position. See, I am giving you a possibility of a dotted line only on the right side of L. It could be on the left side of L also. Just for the sake of, understanding, I'm giving you this. It could be on the left side or right side. Okay. Not just on the right side. Now check here. In the first case, the left-hand side case, you can have L and D in the 5th position because D has to be odd, or L and D in the 3rd position because that is odd. D anyways cannot be at the bottommost, so 1 is ruled out. In the same way, in the right-hand side case, you can have L and D in the 5th position, but D can be in the 1st stack now, or L and D in the 3rd position, D can be in the 1st stack. That's the understanding. So I don't know which odd number it is. We'll come back to that. Further, box H is placed 4 boxes below K, which means K is placed in the same stack in which D is placed. Okay. So we have H placed 4 boxes below K and K is in the same stack as D. Right. And further, what he says, I, which is red color, is placed adjacent to H, which is green color. Okay. I is red color, which is placed adjacent to H, which is green color. Now, based on this, let's see if we will be able to fix that. Now, because D in the left-hand side case will be in stack 2, K and H will also be in stack 2. Now, if I take K in the 8th position, then leaving a gap of 3, H will be coming in the 4th position. But we know that H and I are adjacent. So H cannot be in the 4th. But I can take K in the 7th, leaving a gap of 3. I can have H and then I, so that I can fix D and L also. So L is green. We know I is red. H is green. And D is in odd position. So same thing I can do on the right hand side case also. K in the 7th, leave a gap of 3. H, then I. Now then you can place L and D. So L is green, I is red, and H is green. Okay. Then further, he says the pink colored box is placed at the bottom of the stack. Okay. So pink should definitely come at the bottom. Which stack we don't know, but definitely at the bottom. So that H and I are rolled out at the bottom, because if I had put H and I in the first position, then pink cannot be given. So that way we can now confirm this is the only positions of K and H. Right. Then further, a violet colored box is placed 3 boxes below a yellow colored box, which means the yellow colored box is placed in the same stack as I. Okay, so we have yellow, leave a gap of 2 boxes, then you have violet, and yellow is in the same stack as I. Okay. So where can it be given? Okay, you can have yellow in the 7th position, 2 gap, then C can be violet, or C is yellow and 2 gap, and then first position can be violet along with pink in the other stack. So 2 cases I get. We'll come back to that. Further, M, which is green color, is placed adjacent to violet. Okay, violet and M with green should be adjacent. Okay. Now I can say that you cannot have violet in the first position, because then along with violet, you will have green in the first position, but then pink at the bottom cannot be satisfied. So I can consider picking yellow in the 7th position, then leaving a 2 gap. C is going to be violet, and then you can have M and green in the 4th position adjacent to violet. The same thing I can do for here, yellow in the 7th position, 2 gap, C is going to be violet, and then you can have M and green in the 4th position. Right. That's your first paragraph. Then next, we have box J not placed in stack 2. So if box J is not in stack 2, so J has to be given in stack 1. And then he says J is placed immediately above E, but not in the same stack. See, J is immediately above E, but not in the same stack means this should be stack number 2. E should be in stack number 2, like this, immediately above E, but diagonally, not in the same stack, because now he's clearly specifying it. So where are the possibilities? You can have J in the 7th position, E in the 6th position, or yeah, only that is the case. You cannot have J in the 8th position. You can have J in the 7th and E in the 6th. That is the only possibility in the left-hand side. What about the right-hand side? You can have J in the 8th, E as yellow, or you can have J in the 2nd, E as in the 1st position. So 2 possibilities are there on the right side. We'll come back to that. Then further, box F is 2 boxes below G, but not in the same stack. Okay, F is 2 boxes below G. So, okay, we have G and then F, 2 boxes below G, but not in the same stack. See, it could be stack 1 or 2. This also stack 1 or 2. I don't know which it is. We'll come back. We'll have to fix that. Okay, now let's check the left-hand side case. Is it possible to fix F and G? G and then leaving a gap of 1 and fixing F. Is it possible? No, because you cannot have G here in the 2nd position, nor in the 1st. That means G should be given only in the 8th, but giving G in the 8th, I cannot fix F in any of the stacks. So that will tell you that it is not going to be possible at all, the left-hand side case. Now coming to the right-hand side case, I know that in the first two positions, G cannot be fixed. So the only possibility is you cannot fix a G in the 8th of the first stack because F cannot be placed, but you can place G in the 8th position of stack 2, and then you can have F in the 6th position of stack 1. That way I will be able to fix because they are not in the same stack. Right? Okay. Now once I fix that, I can fix J and E. Okay, you can still have G and E available for 8th and 7th and 2nd and 1st. Okay, we'll stay. We'll wait for that. We'll come back to that. Then further, white and yellow colored boxes are placed in the same stack. Okay, white and yellow are in the same stack. We'll wait it out. White and yellow, same stack. The blue colored box is placed 2 boxes below white, but not placed in the same stack. So blue is 2 boxes below white, same like F and G. So we have blue 2 boxes below white, but not in the same stack like this. So this is 1 or 2. This is 1 or 2. We know white. So now where can I have white? White cannot be given in first 2 positions. B also cannot be white. Then G is the only thing you can have white. Then leave a gap of 1. Blue will be F. Okay. Now one other thing, because it is a box arrangement, the first position cannot be empty, correct? In both the stacks, the first position has to be fixed. So that means in stack number 2, there are 8 boxes in stack number 2 because 8th position is already fixed. So then in stack number 1, there should be only 7 boxes. So that is why I can take the topmost box as empty. You cannot have J here. So then J will be given in the 2nd position and E will be given in the 1st position. I hope I am making some sense to you all, because when boxes are kept one above the other, the 1st position cannot be empty. And total there are 15 boxes, he said. So stack 2 has 8 boxes and stack 1 has 7 boxes now. Correct? Okay, then further. N is brown color and is placed below blue. So N is brown and is placed below blue. That is available only in the 1st position. So N and brown in the 1st stack because blue is there in the 1st stack. And then pink will be in the bottom. So I give pink here. Now look at how many different colors you have. F is blue, 1. N is brown, 2. G is white, 3. Then you have a yellow, 4. Then violet, 5. Red is 6. Pink is 7. So all 7 different colors. So the remaining you can give it as green. Wherever you have empty position for color, you simply give it as green because there will be 8 boxes with green. And the yellow, I don't have a box number or sorry, a box name. If we want, we can give that as O because we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Up to N we have. So O because there are 15 boxes A to O. So temporarily we can give the name as O, but the yellow colored box's name is not given anywhere. So again, by the time you come to the last line, your arrangement is ready. So that is how you have to practice. I hope it is clear to all. Okay. So please take time, work it out so that you will be very comfortable in reading the conditions. You should never be nervous. Because if you start feeling too much of nervousness, yes, a little bit of nervous is fine because we are all humans. But you should not let it control your, senses. That whatever you are doing should not, get disturbed. You need to be very clear in understanding what it is, how it is, and start fixing and finish it in one shot. No breaks in between. You should not take any stop gaps. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, this is the final arrangement. Yes, Praful, I get it, but you need to control that. You need to, get it under control. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Don't worry, but practice. That's all we can work on. Have confidence so that you have learnt everything. You need to imply and apply those things. Great. Okay. So let's look into the questions now. Which box is placed at the bottom of stack 1? We know box N. Then how many boxes are placed between E and M in both stacks? Okay. Between E and M. So E is here and M is here. So between E and M, how many are placed in both stacks? Correct. The answer should be 4. Not 2, Suyog. Sorry. It's not 2 because he said both stacks, no? Don't say 2 because you don't have an option. Luckily, you don't have an option for 2. Okay, see, please read the question very carefully. That's what I said. You should be quick, but don't be in a hurry. 4, that is correct, Annapurna. 4, choice 5. Then, which box is placed 4th from the top in stack 2? Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is L and green. So, option 1. Correct. L is the answer. Then which of the following statements is true? Okay, here more than 1 is not there. So we can just check one by one. G is placed in stack 1. No, it is not. A is placed adjacent to J. Yes, A is placed adjacent to J. And I need not check anything else because more than 1 is not given. Do what is necessary to get the answer, mark and move on. Okay, see, our focus here should not be on filling up of rough sheets. Because our regular exams, what we did in our college and everything, we are bound for, taking additionals, filling up of everything to get marks. But that habit and that concept should not be applied here in competitive exams. Our goal here is not to finish the rough sheets given to us. Our goal is to just make use of the rough sheets and do what is necessary for us to get the answer, mark and move on. Please keep that in mind. That change should happen. I know it is a little bit difficult, but it will happen. Practice. Okay. Right. Okay. Next we have is that 12 persons A to L live in an 8-storied building. Okay. Only 8 floors are there. The bottommost floor is considered floor 1. Floor above floor 1 is considered floor 2, and so on. Topmost floor is floor 8. There are 2 persons living on each of the even numbers and only 1 person living on each of the odd numbers. Okay. That's an interesting one. Let's take it. So we have the floors 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And then you have persons. So each even number you have 2 persons. Each odd number you have only 1 person. That way you will have 12 persons living. Okay. Even floors 2. Odd floors, so 2 each. Odd floors 1 each. Okay. So let's see what he says. Now he says D lives on a floor on which J lives. An even number of persons live below the floor on which J lives. Interesting. So I cannot have D and J in floor number 2, but I can have D and J in floor number 4, so that below you can have 4 people, which is an even number. I cannot have D and J in floor number 6 because below you will have 7 people. But I can also have D and J fixed on the 8th floor. So 2 cases. Because D lives in the same floor as J, so obviously it has to be an even number floor. And 2 possibilities you will get. See, always understand that when in puzzles, minimum you will have 2 possibilities. Minimum. So with that as your mindset, you need to approach any question in puzzles. Okay, further. E lives 3 floors below the floor on which D lives. Okay, 3 floors below means you leave a gap of 2 floors. E will be in the first. Here you leave a gap of 2 floors. E will be in the 5th. So that's the only person in that floor because it's an odd number. Then C lives on the 6th floor. Okay, that means along with C, there is somebody else also, even number. Then the number of persons who live between the floors on which C and D live is same as number of persons who live below the floor on which A lives. So in the first case, between C and E, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Okay, then below A, you should have 6 people. That means A will be on the 5th floor. So that below A, you have 6 people. Now here in between C and E, you have 0 people. So A will be put in the 1st floor so that below A, you have 0 people. So still both conditions satisfy. So always learn to train your mind in such a way that no matter what condition you are reading, no matter how big the condition is, you have to understand it by reading just once. Need to practice that. That flow will not break if you read it only once and understand what he means and work it out parallelly. That has to happen, like how I'm doing now. How I have been explaining it to you. That is everything you have to do like that. Okay. Then F lives 2 floors below the floor on which I lives. Okay. F is 2 floors below I. Great. And then he says neither I nor F lives on a floor on which either C or H lives. So wherever I is, C and H cannot come. And wherever F is, C and H cannot come. The vice versa is also true. Wherever C is, I and F cannot come. Wherever H is, I and F cannot come. So I have written it in a opposite way. Right. So now wherever C is, I cannot have I. So in the 6th floor, I cannot have I. That means I cannot have F in the 4th floor in the second case. Okay. Now I cannot have I in the 7th also because in the 5th floor, there is only one person. You cannot have F here. So you have to start eliminating where I can fix. And I can rule out I in the 8th floor also because F cannot be coming in where C is as well. In the first case, I'm talking. So look at where I can have I. Now, I cannot be here in the first case, cannot be here, cannot be here. Now, I cannot be given in the 3rd position also because 1st floor has only one person and cannot be given in the 2nd also. So nowhere I can have I. So I can rule out the 1st case. Now in the 2nd case, you cannot have I in the 7th because E is already there in the 5th. You cannot have I in the 6th because C and I cannot be on the same floor. Now I cannot be given in the 3rd also because A is already there. So the only possibility is you can have I on the 4th and then you can have F on the 2nd. Now I can rule out H on the 4th and H on the 2nd because F and H also cannot happen. So it is basing on elimination, the process of elimination. Okay. Then L lives on a floor that is immediately below the floor on which H lives. Okay. L is living immediately below H. So where is that possibility? That possibility will happen. Okay. So you can have H in the 3rd, L in the 2nd. You can have H in the 7th, L in the 6th also. These are the 2 cases because you cannot have H in the 4th. We have already removed it. So 2 possibilities. It is either 7-6 or 3-2. Let's check further. And he says at least 2 people live below the floor of L. So he says minimum 2 persons should be there below L. Then obviously you cannot have L and H in 3 and 2. So you can have H in the 7th and L in the 6th so that minimum 2 people are there below L. Excellent. And then you have K is above G, but not immediately above. Okay. K is above G, not immediately above is I and K together you can put, and G you can put along with F because they are even numbers, and the remaining person you have is B. That will conclude your arrangement. See, by the time you come to the last condition, your arrangement is ready. Okay. Right. So, yeah, this is our final arrangement. Then let's go to the questions. Now, on which floor does B live? So B, we know, is on the third floor, choice 2. Then who lives on the floor on which F lives? So who is living along with F? It is G, fourth option. And then how many persons live below the floor on which H lives? So how many persons he says below H? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah. Correct. 9 is your answer. Third option. Yes. Okay. Right. So there is one more set. If you are willing to stay for some more time, we can discuss it. Otherwise, you can take it as homework. It is a simple question. It is an arrangement combined with directions. This is also an interesting set. Okay. But I would like to continue. Please give me 10 more minutes. We can finish it off. Okay. Right. So here he says 6 persons, L, M, N, O, P, and Q are standing in a row in the same order from left to right. It is in the same order from left to right. And he says the distance between any two consecutive persons is 6. Okay. So like this, we have to take L, M, N, O, P, Q. And the distance between them is 6. Okay. Yeah. Now look at this. He says L travels 12 meters in a certain direction. I don't know which direction. Could be north or south. Then turns right and travels 28 meters to reach his final position. Okay, we'll come back to that. Then he says P travels 9 meters in a certain direction, then turns right and travels 8 meters to reach his final position. Again, we'll come back to this. N travels 6 meters south. Okay, now I can work with that. N travels 6 meters south. Okay. And then turns left. So from south, left is our right side, walks a few meters to reach his final position, which is north to the final position of P. North of final position of P. So check here, traveling left means like this. Now N has to travel a few meters. What distance, we don't know, but the end position of N should be to the north of P's end position. Now I can start with P. What is P? P travels 9 meters in a certain direction. So I'll take 9 meters in the south. Then takes a right turn because from south, right is our left side and travels 8 meters to reach the final position. See, he says 8 meters. Now 8 means this is 6, we know, and then 2 more. So this is 8 meters. So this is going to be P end position. Now that means I have to travel 4 meters so that I can have N, which is exactly north of P, and the distance here is 3. I hope it is making sense to you all. This is how this question is. It's an interesting model, but it is easy to work it out. But you need to have very clear understanding of the directions thoroughly. So with respect to one's position, end position, the other's end position is there. So now I can fix P. But L, we still have to wait. So let us understand further what he says. O walks 8 meters in a certain direction. Again, I don't know that. Then turns right and walks 10 meters to reach his final position, which is south of the final position of L. Okay. Then in that case, now, because now he is connecting O and L. So I'll take L 12 meters and then 28 meters right side, correct? So I'll take L in the north, 12 meters, then 28 meters. That means this is 6. This is another 6. This is another 6. This is another 6. So total is 24. Okay. So we have 6, 6, 6, 6, and another 4. So that this is 28 meters. Now this is L's final position. Now he says O. See, O also walks 8 meters certain direction and turns right. See, both. This is how you have to confirm. See, L and O both are walking certain direction and then taking a right turn. And then he says that O's final position is south of L's final position. So that's why they both take north and then right side. So O walks 8 meters now. So this is 8 meters. Then turns right and walks 10 meters to reach the final position. See, now we know this is 6 and another 4. So this is 10. We have a 6 and a 4. So this is O, which is south of L. And I know this distance here is 4 because you have a 12 and a 8. The balance is 4. So we have L, N, O, and P fixed. Now the remaining is M and Q. Let's check further. Now he says the final position of P is northeast of final position of Q. So the final position of P, that is this, is northeast of Q. So that means now I'll start with Q. See, Q is here. Q travels 16 meters, turns right. Okay, then 16 meters, I'll take it in the south direction because turning right means our left side. Then I can get northeast. Then travels how many? 24 meters to reach the final position. So 24. So we know this is 6. This is another 6. This is another 6. And this is another 6. So 24 meters you will get. This is Q. Now check, is it not northeast? P is the final position. Is it not northeast of Q's final position? The blue dotted line confirms that. So that is 24 I'll get. Now I'll go before one line. We have M. M travels 6 meters in a certain direction, turns right and travels 6 meters to reach his final position. But look at the last line now. The final position of M is southwest of N's initial position. So N's initial position, southwest means again the same blue dotted line you have, no, that direction. So what I'll do, I'll take M in south direction, 6 meters and then turns right. So 6 meters is same as this. So this is 6 meters, turns right and again 6 meters he said. Okay. So he said M, final position of M is southwest of. So this is the right side because from south right is our left side, no? So yes, this is 6 meters. So this is M. Now check, is it not southeast of N's initial position? That's it. So we have fixed our final route map. Yeah, thank you, Praful. Yes, it is the other side. I was taking the wrong side. Yes, correct. So now based on this, we have to answer our questions. Okay, so this is the new M. This is the new Q, new N, new P, new L, and new O. Yeah, so that's the path we will have. Okay, now in which direction is M's final position with respect to Q's final position? Tell me. This is M's final position. He's asking in which direction is M's final position. So that means from the other person we have to check. So what is this direction? Very good. That is northwest. See, if you want to know a direction, you can simply put a plus sign. You can simply put a plus sign at the person that is asked, that is Q. The above is north, your left is northwest. Okay, right. Then next, what is the approximate shortest distance between O's final position and P's initial position? Approximate shortest distance between O and P. So O's final and P's initial. So he's asking what is this shortest distance? So you can simply take a right angle triangle. See, this is the right angle triangle we get. We know this is 8 because that is here. And we know this is 6, that is here. So under root of 8 square plus 6 square. 64 plus 36 is 100. Correct. Your answer will be 10. Correct, Praful. Thank you. Then what is the distance between N's final position and P's final position? Okay, so N is the final position and P is the final position. They are vertically in line. So what is the vertical distance? So you know this is 6 and this is 9. So what is the difference? That is what he is asking. Correct. You will get 3 meters. That is what we did in our direction chart. See, we had 3 meters. N's final position and P's final position, 3 meters. So take the distances correctly, you will not go wrong. So 3 is correct. Then in which direction and at what approximate distance is the final position of L with respect to, so I have to check from O's initial position, L's final position. So I need to check this. So he's asking which direction is L's position. So at O, we need to put a plus sign. So what is the direction you get? So above is north, your right is east. So in between is northeast. Now there are 2 options with northeast. See, always look for direction first because that will eliminate some options. If there was only one option with northeast, you can mark and move on. You don't need to calculate the distance. But here we need to calculate the distance. So this distance we need. So we know this is 12. So the vertical is 12 and the horizontal is also 12. 6 and 6 we have is 12. Underscore 12 square plus 12 square, 144 plus 144 is 288. That is correct. Yes, option 4 you will get. That is correct, Praful. Option 4. Yes. Because 288 is close to 256. Close to 256. Excellent. Correct. Approximate distance. Yes. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this session. So I hope whatever we have discussed is clear and understood. Thank you all for attending the session. Please keep practicing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great evening. All the best.